Hello everybody and welcome to a new series. I want to say up front that I'm cheating here because instead of running a random civ, I rolled England specifically, and I'll get into why in a moment here. Let's just talk about what England does. +2 movement for all naval units. Even with this screen up, we can see a lot of water, so that's probably going to be very good. Yeah, 1 extra spy, that's very good. Longbowman's actually one of the strongest unique units in the game. It's basically a crossbowman replacement that automatically can shoot 3 right off the bat. Kind of like the Chukanus get double tap for free. Longbowmen get range for free, and I don't know if they're specifically called that. I know the Chukanus, they don't actually get logistics, but anyways. And then ship of the line is, I made sure to look it up online so I could talk to you guys about it. They are 20% more durable, 25% stronger at shooting. They have +1 sight, and they only cost 170 hammers instead of the frigate's 185. And of course, since it's England, it'll be able to move to further as well. So very devastating military options. And the reason why I chose England is because I wanted to diversify my portfolio, as they say. I wanted to take the advice of some other people and some of the things I've learned over the last few series and try to apply them to a more diverse environment, namely continents. Still on large, immortal, standard speed. It doesn't show it here, but we are on strategic balance. No raging barbarians, so just want to be clear about all of that. So let's take a look at our starting area. This is very reminiscent of a series I did where I was Spain, and I found a natural wonder, was able to buy a settler right away, and I needed to because there were 2 cities in a very similar looking situation to this, where there's ocean resources on 2 different coasts, or what appears to be 2 different coasts. It does look like this silk is probably an opportunity for a canal city, so the fact that it's double coast, not that bad. However, the land through here is very thin, and I would hate for a capital to have access to so few tiles. So right off the bat, this is looking like it might be a better secondary city. I'll go ahead and move my warrior up on the hill, see if we can find something better. I'm seeing 2 good growth tiles. Again, canal city possibilities, but you wouldn't actually want to settle a city on either of these resources, where on the silk that's actually perfectly fine. I'll move the settler over here and see what we can find. Even on this hill seems better than over there, because again, this seems like a good spot for a second city. That's a mountain. That's a okay. So in addition to being continents, there's a mountain in our way. Upside is this would be a good canal city again. There is fish here. These are good growth tiles, and being on the mountain will have observatory possibilities, etc. I would like to get eyes on the rest of it, but I mean, I'll move him over here, but I don't want to be spending a bunch of turns trying to find a city. Let me count this off real quick. If this was a secondary city, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. So the spacing would be good. Ooh. Okay. 2 sheep, 2 hills, and a luxury. So this might be an okay capital city. It is still thin land, so I mean, there's no getting away from that. That's just all we have access to right now. We'd have 2 good growth tiles, 2 ocean resources, 2 bonus resources, 2 hills. There'd be a really good mix of production and growth, and we would be able to service both coasts that we can see. So I'm liking all of that. I think I'll grab the ruin with the warrior. Normally I try to grab a ruin like in a situation like this after I drop a city in case it's a population ruin, but dropping the city here would gobble up the ruin anyway, so I don't think that's even a possibility. This way we have the chance of we have the chance of getting this. So excellent. We get the graded unit, and we uncovered another fish. So yeah, this is looking extremely unorthodox, but this will be a okay capital, I think, based on everything we could see. Now, as far as research, obviously we need pottery. We're going to want sailing very early. We're going to want optics very early. We've got tiles in our capital we can't even reach. So we are going to need embarkation a little on the early side. So yeah, definitely pottery first. As for production, stepping down from Pangea to continents, even on large, I was tempted to only go with one scout. And right now, this might be a little too early for scout. Without the embarkation, we really only have one direction to go, and we already have an upgraded military unit. So I think I would rather build the monument first. Rather than a unit. We just don't have access to enough land to justify another unit. We have to stick to buildings, I think. So, okay, so we can use this opportunity traveling west to maybe uncover a little more coast. I think I like this hill better because it keeps eyes on all of these tiles, which would hopefully mean not a barb camp spawning. Although the nice thing is, based on where we are, we're going to be pretty resilient to barbarians in general, so there's a plus. And these turns are going to go quickly since we only got the one unit and no land really. Alright, this doesn't really tell us much more. This looks like it's a continuation of coast, so just, yeah, I think my initial instinct that this would be a bad capital section is probably going to pan out. I do still want to work pure growth, because I think, especially being a few turns late, if we have any being a few turns late and needing optics so bad, we're just going to need as much science as early as possible, like even ahead of, well, like in this case, a scout even. So, let's see, stuff up here. Oh, okay. So that is the end of the line. Keep in mind, strategic balance is on, and our settler started over here. So somewhere in here, there's horses and iron. And it does look like, based on my count from before, setting up a city on the Silk would be a very good cover. We'd have total coverage of what land we can see. And this city would have access to 4 ocean resources and deer and wheat. So even though it wouldn't have access to too much land, I do think this is a better capital location. But I guess time will tell as we reveal more and more cloud here and there. Speaking of which, we literally have nothing to do now. Nothing to do. So I'm going to use this opportunity to try and uncover, as much cloud as possible. So this looks like this series is going to be a very unique challenge. We need to get a second city down whenever prudent, and we have a lot of ocean resources and need for the ocean tech. So I think the name of the game here is going to be grow these 2 cities to be as strong as possible, get embarkation, and then just try to figure out how to benefit from that. And luckily, the timing of the completion of that tech along with the production queue is perfect. Definitely gotta go shrine. Definitely gotta go shrine. We're really gonna need God of the Sea here. Just right off the top, we can see 7 locations for that in cities that are very good for growth. This one won't be as good for production, so getting those workboats early, and then that'll also overcome our limitation that we're facing here. So next research is going to have to be sailing, because as far as horses go, it's not going to be within reach of the capital right now, or probably at all. They would have to be hill horses, and I don't even know if that's a thing. So sailing, yeah. So we're almost out of stuff to do here. It's literally going to be wait for techs to develop, things to get built. Alright, this is good news. Our second good growth tile has come into our cultural borders. So we are going to grow even quicker, which will help that science get along. Production's a little slow, but right now the shrine's all we really need, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, we'll come here, I guess. We do have one more tile that we can't really see, so we'll come up there. There we go. Alright, now we're up to 3 pop. Again, I just want to stick to max growth. Get that science rolling. Desert folklore, that's really bad news in terms of a religion race. I'm not so sure I care about religion. We definitely just want the Pantheon though, so there is that. Okay, so like maybe this hill would be the optimum spread of visibility. Let's just do that. And then we'll park him there and probably just pass. Okay, no barbarian camp spawn in the meantime. We get to open up tradition now as a result of having bought that early. And now tiles will, you know, expand better. We got more culture to pump into that, so we can actually start getting our options of these tiles. I'll go ahead and put him on alert. Try to find another unit, none available, so it's literally just going to be sit here and wait for things to finish building. Let's see. God of the open sky, so that's not a threat to us. That is a slight improvement from that tile, so at least let's get some money flowing. In 4 turns, we're going to grow, and we're also going to be into this tile. We'll also have the 50 gold we would need to be able to buy the second sheep. So that's probably what we'll do. We'll probably buy the second sheep and at 4 pop slam home another settle, another city. Get started on all that. Okay, another policy time. Second one's always so rapid because the tradition opener is such a boon. Oligarchy is the way to go. Let's see here. We're only going to be on this whatever I choose here for a turn, because then we're going to go settler. So of these things, what would we most certainly be building next outside of like boats and lighthouse and stuff? I think it's going to be scouts, so let's do that. Do keep in mind, because we built the monument, when we get to legalism, that's going to have no effect on London, and therefore our empire, since that is our empire right now. But that does mean when we search drama and poetry, we will get a free amphitheater in this city, which is nice, because I always hate that part in the game where you've got a great writer coming, but you don't have amphitheaters anywhere, and you got to kind of rush an amphitheater just to house the great work. Anyways, this is 4 pop, so let's go ahead and buy this tile and switch our production to settler. 10 hammers in 11 turns. We can try. Does this the same? No. So we can't count on gold. Maybe we can get hammers here. It's the same, so let's just leave it in the configuration we were already doing and go from there. Keep in mind when you're building a settler that your food does indirectly translate to hammers, and that's part of the reason why when we dropped from 3 food to 1 food to hammers, it actually was inferior. Let's see here. I think let's do calendar next. We do want optics, but we don't want the fact that we're expanding to get in the way. Alternatively, we could go straight into optics and then count on a workboat we build while this guy's getting over here to do the whales. But let's just do both, because the embark, you know, we're going to need time to build some boats and such. So as much as I'd love to embark like a scout and, you know, our existing guy here. Plus, once this city's settled, it kind of frees up our spearman to do whatever he wants, and that would be a good time to get embark and come over here and try to figure something out. Ideally, we would want a coastal city, because this mountain's going to mean we cannot build a city connection by way of roads. We're going to need to do it with harbors, with everything, is every city but this one. Yeah, just keep passing that turn. Passing. Money is slow. This is a good thing. This will probably get us somewhere. 10 and 6. 10 and 6 still, but because these extra hammers, maybe we can drop down here and get some gold. 10 and 6. What if we came here? 11 and 6. Okay, so it is more hammers, but it's the same amount of time. So let's collect some gold in the meantime. We are very close to being completely out of gold. And just in case you've never run into it in your own game, when your gold per turn actually takes you below the actual gold you have, it starts depleting from your science per turn. So you can literally screech to a halt. So Stacking gold is the way to avoid that. And of course, when we drop the new city, that won't be a problem anymore because the silk tile alone will provide 2 gold. Our second and third pop will probably be the whale tiles, which also provide gold. So, oh, and I just noticed that gold, the luxury, is available to London as well. Obviously, that's awkward because we're going to need embarkation, we're going to need a worker, but nevertheless, that is very good to see because now we're talking silk, gold, and multiple whales. So our happiness should be just fine as far as the 2 cities. It's a matter of meeting other people, number 1, and then also trying to find some mainland settle spots that are worthwhile. Alright, this is not God of the Sea, which is good. However, it is yet another Pantheon, so we get pushed back yet another 10 turns. That's not good. This might be the time to go for optics. So let's do that. That means at some point we will need to build a scout, but obviously at least 1 workboat to get the whales online is going to be a good idea. Alright, scout is out, which means we are no longer stagnating, so let's repair our tiles. I still want to grow. Actually, no. Let's do this. If we keep our citizen configuration the way it is, it slams home the workboat as fast as possible while also contributing to growth. And then as we drop 1 here, you know, we'll switch over to that because it's 3 food and so on. So I think this is the way to go here as far as citizen tile assignments. Do keep in mind that our current configuration, a barbarian camp can spawn there. Obviously we'll know if that's the case once the settler drops the city, but if not, then that means, hey, we've met somebody. Check that out. Okay, Haley is on this continent, and he has found our border, so, I mean, it's something. It's better than nothing. He's going to be able to see we only got the 1 city. It's only 4 pop. Our score is pretty low compared to his, but it's way too... Oh, another Pantheon. Okay. Again, not God of the Sea, so good, but pushes our counter back another 10 turns. That's bad. Alright, I think I'll have the Spearman stay here 1 more turn. That way if we drop the city here and it turns out no camp spawn there, he's freed up to do whatever we want. And it does not appear a camp spawn. So let's focus on a shrine next. We keep getting pushed back, so... And again, I repeat, it's very important that these workboats get some hammers attached to them. So he can come up here. Probably still need him for like visibility through here. But if he's like on this hill, he can jump in, go into our borders, pick up embarkation, embark, and go from there. We'll embark down here. This is interesting. What's that about? Let's see. Can I... Yeah, we got the tile here, so let's just assign somebody there. No. Trying to force the cloud. It's just a graphical anomaly, but I was hoping to be able to force. Okay, there we go. So check this out. 2 more fish. This capital location is going to be bonkers real soon. Real soon. So I'm really glad we're going for optics because that means lighthouse. Lighthouse. Oh, wow. That's going to be so good. And check this out. We actually have 6 movements, so we might as well say we got 3 left. 1, 2, 3, so that's not good enough. Get a little bit of scouting going on, you know what I mean? There's cattle here, so that could be worthwhile. Now that we've got this tile developed, let's do that. We're going to grow an 8 now. We should build another workboat, I think. And then scout. Yeah, because as soon as we get... Yeah, let's just do that workboat. That's going to be the definite next build. Alright, so we're kind of back into the same boat we were. He'll have to alert up, and then we'll just pass, pass, pass. This is a pretty unique challenge here. Okay. Yep. So right off the top of my head, I'm thinking the workboat, until our build queues get caught up, I think sending the workboats to the actual whales are going to be the better idea. Because the lighthouse will make the fish very, very, very good tiles alone. We don't need the workboat to add the extra food. So, yeah, since we're going for optics as early as we are, I think that makes sense. We're just going to keep on passing here. Let me grab a drink. Wet my whistle. Okay, another Pantheon. Alright, so how many is that anyways? Look at how much faith we're wasting. Oh yeah, the religion's already been formed. I must have missed that. Whew. Alright. Well, this is kind of clouded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, whichever one founded that religion. So that might have been 6 already chosen. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, and again, I'm not too worried about the religions. We can conquer and take a religion. It's just really important that these cities have got to the sea, especially now that we can see these fish here. There we go. Optics. So now, lighthouses are an option. Sorry, I was trying to kind of get all this sorted away while narrating. It didn't turn out to be all that great of an idea. Okay, so as far as build queue, after this, I think scout, because we have embarkation now. Let's go ahead and make the most of that. Come in, pick it up, and there we go. Because we are England, and I'll just warn you right now at this part in the series, I confuse England and Spain all the time. The colors are similar. Both are female leaders. I don't know what it is, but those wires in my brain are crossed. So if I say Spain, no, I'm talking about England. Anyways, because we're England, our embarked units have 4 right away, and this is very, very good because now I can just go off. Probably should have looked at it closer. In fact, with the cattle down here, it might have made more sense to come down here first. Anyways, research. Now, this is where things are a little unclear for me. I was going to say build queue-wise, we're going to want lighthouses in both cities as soon as possible. So we don't need libraries right away, but we probably will want libraries immediately after the lighthouses because, wow, is the growth going to go through the roof in both cities. So we don't need that right away. If we choose animal husbandry, because we have a guy that's finally going to land someplace where we can meet people, so we might find ourselves coming into a worker here soon. Animal husbandry would allow us to be able to develop both sheep and this cattle, and then of course it's a requisite for trapping, which would be needed for both the buffalo and the deer. So if we do find a worker, we're going to need something for him to do. And even if we don't get a worker, it will reveal horses, which is going to be somewhere over here, which probably will be beneficial for York, especially if it's on this grassland tile, or even this grassland tile. We have extra hammer right away, so I think that's the way to go. And we're already up to landed elite as a result of only having 2 cities to worry about, which is bittersweet. Look at that motion. It's because we're England. In fact, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay, so we can actually come settle this one, which gives us more scouting along the way, which is nice. So yes, let us... When did we grow and I didn't address it? That would have been this turn? Okay. I just clicked right past it. Workboat. Yeah, we want production right now. When this tile gets buffed, then yeah, we'll work that. But for now, we got stuff to kick out. Let's get a scout out ASAP, and then we'll go into lighthouse, I think. I mean, there's an argument to be made for lighthouse first, but we're so far behind in our scouting game. 1, 2, 3, and this looks like a curve, so let's land here. Okay. Okay, look at this. Oh my goodness, this is so good. We've met a city-state, we found what might be a worker that we can just have, and we get Kilimanjaro. All of those are really good. And he's identified a camp, which isn't going to be as important since if he gives us this worker, we're going to be declaring a war, and that quest will go away. Hot dog, look at that. The workers stand right in place. That's actually perfect because we'll end up here. We'll probably be able to just keep on going. We'll have the buff, the altitude training. That's unfortunate, but I'm not going to let that stop us. This is a free worker who, by the way, when embarked, will be able to move 4 tiles right away. Okay. Wow, that's pretty exciting. That is a very good turn. Get a little scouting along the way, and bam, there we go. And now the city will grow that much faster. Cool. Not sure when we'll get that other workboat now, but now we actually do have excess whales. We could turn that into gold per turn. I think that's a good idea. In fact, it might have been worthwhile as soon as this lit up to make that trade right then and there, knowing there was more whales on the horizon. I guess I was kind of hoping to be able to trade them straight up, but it's not like we needed the extra happiness just yet, so that's fine. As for whether or not to declare peace on Yerevan, if we did declare peace, that means they'd be that much more likely to pick up on this camp once again. Maybe we do have a spearman here. Maybe that's the way to go. Obviously, when the scout comes out, we'll want to get altitude training before continuing scouting. Worker. One worker is going to be plenty for... Well... I just don't see us coming back into this area. There's no place... This is a hill. This is a hill. There's no place to stealthily... I mean, maybe if we were camped on this tile, because he's going for this hill. If we were camped on this tile, we could play peekaboo. Even with this military unit, since altitude training. But is that worth it? I don't know. Let's just say yes for now. Taking one hit and going and healing up, not that big of a deal. I guess the main reason to make peace with him is for this right here. We could say, sure, we'll withdraw if we're going to make peace with them. But if not, then we got to tell him to buzz off. Luckily, we already made the trade. Luckily, well, we're not in the ancient era anymore, so yeah, we do got to be a little cognizant of that. I don't know. Okay. The good news is we did end up on a hill, and we do have altitude training, so we resisted the hit quite valiantly. It's going to take this worker 2 turns to get into the water, so let's do a little scouting. That's useful to know. I always get suspicious when I see a mountain on a corner here, because there is one natural wonder that likes to hang out in that type of formation. Alright. So we can continue scouting like this. Archer! He's right over the river. This is way too favorable an exchange rate not to take. It's just sad that we're going to have to take some turns to heal that spearman up. Okay, so scout is out. We can come up here, land somewhere, pick up Kilimanjaro. In fact, this is a hill, so maybe like something like that. And that's cool. Alright, definitely lighthouse time. And the fact that we're making some money is really good, because that means we can buy into some of these fish tiles, since the governor has no idea what he's doing. Alright, so there's animal husbandry. There's our horses. It's on plains. I do like that it's within the darkness, because that's one less tile. One fewer tiles that a barbarian camp could spawn on. Let's see, this worker can reach here, right? Okay, that might be the way to go. I'd love to be able to add food to tiles, but the lighthouse is going to take care of the food, no problem. So hammers are probably going to be better off right now, especially in York. So maybe we come here, maybe we research trapping so we can do the buffalo next. How long is trapping going to take? 7 turns? And how long is this going to take, this improvement? 7 turns. Okay. So we'll take trapping, that way we can do the cattle, and then maybe come over here, do the deer. Maybe by that time our borders are over here, we do some horses. I don't know. I'd love to be able to do the sheep, but again, the lighthouse is going to take care of the growth, no problem. These will be our fallback production tiles. So the fact that they don't have extra food on them just yet might help keep us from growing too fast, if there even is such a thing. So trapping is the way to go. We'll bring him up here. I'd like to be able to come up here and go up here, but we wouldn't get much. So let's just do this. That way we can get back to scouting as soon as possible. This is pretty obvious, but now we got to sit in place and heal up. So there's that. And this is the half-hour mark, so I'm going to call it here. When else are you going to be able to fit 52 turns into half an hour? It's all that pass. I am so eager to see what you guys have to say about this series, though. Being that this is a very unique puzzle, starting on what is kind of like an island within an island, a continent within a continent. I don't know how you want to look at it. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.